Assalamu alaikum, my friends. Get your rulers, your saws, your nails out, because we are building something huge today as we continue our journey about the purpose of life. Assalamu alaikum, my friends. Welcome back to another episode here of the Climb with Miraj Muhyiddin. I am super excited because we are continuing our journey. It's getting deeper and deeper into the heart of Dr. Lang's equation on the purpose of life. So let's get to it. Let's review first. I'm going to use this ruler as my pointer here since we have it. What are we talking about here? Remember, we were talking about this idea of what does reason, choice, and suffering have to do with the purpose of life. And in the last talk, we kind of ended up with this kind of equation right here. And Dr. Lang is like, look, I know this is important right here. I don't know what this is. And does the Qur'an say there is purpose? And we decided that yes, in fact, let's do that again. Yes, in fact, there is purpose. The Qur'an is saying there is purpose, right? Today we have to figure out what is that purpose, okay? What is God giving us all of these tools to do? He's giving us intellect, and he's giving us, we had pieces of wood here, right? He's giving us choice and the tools of suffering. Suffering's a tool? What? Well, maybe. The choice of suffering also. What do these three things have to do, and how they help us build up something powerful to our goal? That's what we're getting into today. So to solve that, Dr. Lang is going to go right here to the heart of what does the Qur'an say the purpose of life is. And in the last episode, he said it has something to do with growth, because God is talking about growing and feeding this thing and growing up. So what is that? Let's dive into it right now. I pass it off to Dr. Jeffery Lang.
God doesn't create to satisfy his whims or fancies or entertain himself. Do you think that we created you purposely and that you will not be returned to us? It says in the 23rd Surah, the true sovereign is too exalted above that. In the 44th Surah, we did not create the heavens and earth and all that is between them in play. That serves a purpose. Now, what sort of purpose can it possibly serve? So I tried to, apparently the Quran speaks about believers and those who are the rejectors. You have the believers on the one hand, the rejectors on the other. Now apparently God has created us to be believers. So I tried to study what the Quran has to say about the believers, and it's a natural thing to do, to see what it wants us to become, if it has anything to do with these essential elements that it stated. I mean, it's a natural way to approach it. I think you agree. Do you agree? Somebody nod your head. That's what I say to my math students. Just one head nod is enough for a mathematician. Get one head going, okay, I did my job. Okay. So, how does the Quran describe the believers? What are they supposed to attain to? What is their ultimate thing that they're supposed to get? What are they ultimately supposed to achieve? And it's very clear when you read the Quran that what they will achieve in this life and will experience to so much greater degree in the next is they will experience a relationship of love with God. They will turn to God in love, and God will turn to them in love. In the Quran, God's mercy, compassion, forgiveness, kindness, beneficence, warmth, generosity, all the things we normally think associated with God are freely given to all mankind. But when the Quran speaks of God's love, we would normally think of that as God's love. But when the Quran speaks about God's love, it's talking about something very special. His love is always presented as a relationship between two. If we do not turn to God in love, then we just receive his mercy, forgiveness, kindness, beneficence, warmth, generosity, all those wonderful nurturing things, his nurturing, and we reject it. And so we never really experience that love because we never really turn to it and open ourselves up to it. It is always there for us, but unless we enter into that relationship, that love, that give and take, that relationship of love, this never develops. We reject it, and that's what the word kafir means. It means to reject, to turn your back, to ignore, to throw a gift that someone gives you behind your back. And so the Quran tells us that the believers will experience this sublime relationship of love. It says, "Yet there are men who take others besides God as equal, loving them as they should love God, but those who believe love God more ardently. Say, if you love God, follow me, and God will love you and forgive you your faults, for God is the forgiving, the merciful. Oh, you believe, if any from among you should turn back from his faith, then God will assuredly bring a people he loves and who loves him." And throughout the Qur'an, I'll mention time and time again that God loves the believer. God loves this type of person. God loves that type of person, and so forth and so on.
Whoa, this is really, really big. And I hope you let that sink in. I'm going to read it again to you because this is so critical to the entire talk. Look, you guys have been with me for 12 episodes just on this Adam series with Dr. Jeffery Lang. So this is one of those kicker moments where you really need to kind of turn this on and think about it. He said, "It is apparent from the Qur'an that maybe the essential purpose of creation is to produce from this subset of humanity that will freely enter a relationship of love with God. They will not only experience the beauty of other relationships in their lives, but this is the sublime experience in this life and infinitely greater in the next." So he is saying that the Qur'an is saying that the ultimate aim, the ultimate purpose is to freely, willfully enter a loving relationship with God. Loving relationship with God. Okay? You like my logo here for entering a loving relationship with God? Does it look familiar to you? Let's listen to him summarize this once more.
But it is apparent from the Qur'an that one of the purposes of creation, maybe the essential purpose of the creation, is to produce from this subset of humanity that will freely enter a relationship of love with God. They will not only experience the beauty of other relationships in their lives, but this love that they will experience with God is the sublime experience that they will enjoy. Not only in this life, but infinitely greater in the next, when all the distractions, all the masks are stripped away.
Okay, great, Dr. Lang. Thank you so much for showing me that reason, choice, and suffering are somehow important tools to achieve this ultimate goal of this loving relationship with God. Okay, I'm kind of excited now. You got my interest, you got my attention right now, but I still don't know what to do with this right here. What do we do with this right here? What is this? Okay, it's like a coach, right? And the coach, a basketball coach, okay? The coach gives you a basketball and sneakers. Those are my sneakers, right? And what else does he give you? And he gives you, let's just say, a towel. I'm trying to figure out what can I actually draw here. Okay? So he gives you three things: a basketball, sneakers, and a towel. And he says the goal right here is to win. Okay? So we have these two things. So it's like you need to win. That's the goal. And you have these tools right here, this plus this plus this, okay? But how? How do you win? What do you do? What is this missing component right here, okay? What is right here? How do you do it? Because it's not that easy. If everyone knew how to do this, everyone would be winners. How do you use this, and what do you practice with it? What are the drills? What are the things you do to get you from here? And this is the mathematical genius, the intellectual genius of Dr. Jeffery Lang. Because what he is going to do is he is going to be persistent and tenacious. Because I think he wants to believe this at this point, okay? The Quran has surprised him so much. And many times throughout this talk, he's like, this author is a genius. It's amazing. It's completely coherent. And now he's saying that there is purpose. He's like on the precipice of this discovery. But what is the missing piece here? How do you use these tools of reason, choice, and suffering to develop a loving relationship with God? And that's where we are going to go in the next episode. I love these cliffhangers. Isn't it fun? It's not a cliffhanger. You guys can go watch the video, but I'm gonna make it a cliffhanger for you. Stick with me, we're gonna have fun with it. What is this right here? And this is what we're gonna get into. In the remaining episodes, we're gonna figure out what is this interesting missing thing here. How are we going to do this? And this is what gave me meaning in life. Like, this was exciting to understand that we have to enter a loving relationship with God. But this is the thing that really, bang, changed my life. So, with that advertisement for the next episode, I will see you guys soon. Thanks so much for being a part of this. Let me know how it's working for you, and I can't wait to see you guys in the next episode, inshallah. I will see you guys soon. Assalamu alaikum.